Hi everyone, it's Wednesday and it's time for class. Who do we have on today? Hi everybody. How's everybody today? Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hi guys, how is everybody? I just need to change my background here because I don't know what is happening. My son is playing with my laptop. I'm in the Northern Lights, I think, on the laptop.
And I can't really see your forehead.
That's it. Now, 1 second now. Can you see me now? You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 sec there now. That makes
But
it much better. Whoops.
There is something covering
Yeah,
a bit.
there we go. Now, that's the other camera. 1 sec now, because I have two cameras. One for people who do the class at the weekend and one for you guys. Now, is that better?
Yeah.
I was in for those of you who are watching on YouTube, it was in the Northern Lights on my laptop, guys. That's what was happening there. Sorry about that. Okay, right. We're going to get started. So we're making something for Mother's Day today. So if there's some mums helping you, maybe you can give them to your grannies instead. Okay, so what we're going to need first is your glue. That's your first thing. Then we're going to need your scissors, as always. We always need your scissors and your glue, most weeks, I think. Yeah. Hi, Eve. We're also going to need your markers. So they're the first three things that we're going to need for your craft today. Okay, well done, Rian and Oren. Yeah, perfect. Now, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Some people have been using paper when they should have been using card, and card when they should have been using paper, okay? So what I need you to do is I need you to count the coloured paper in your boxes, okay? And if you have loads of paper, we're good to use paper, but if you have loads more card, we'll use card for this craft instead today, okay? So if you have 4 or more pieces of coloured paper, you can use paper. If you don't have 4 or more, you can use card. And the difference is the paper is lighter. You can wave paper around like this, and card feels like a birthday card. It makes a different sound. Listen. That's card, and this is paper. Okay? It feels like a birthday card if it's card. All right? I'll go through all of that now in 1 second again. All right? So what we're going to need is, so when you count it, if you have 4 sheets of paper, you're good to use paper. If you have less than 4, we'll use card instead. All right. Okay, so what we're going to need today is your scissors and your glue, firstly. Scissors and glue. And your markers. And ideally, 2 pieces of coloured paper and 1 piece of card. And it doesn't matter what colour you're picking. All right. If you have more card than paper, if you have loads of card, use card instead of your paper. Okay? And you can use maybe 1 paper and 1 card and 2 card, or 1 card and 2 paper. It's up to you, okay? So whichever one you have more of. So I was just saying, for people who are joining us there, some people have been using paper when they should have been using card, and card when they should have been using paper. So I need you to count your paper, your coloured paper. For most of you, that's the stuff that's folded over in the pack. But for some people, it's the same size as your card, and that's where it gets confusing, okay? All right. So ideally, we need 2 pieces of coloured paper and 1 piece of coloured card. But if you have less than 4 sheets of coloured paper, just use 1 paper and 2 card instead, if that makes sense. Is everyone okay? Very confusing. Very confusing today. Sorry, guys. No, it's just come to my attention that some people were using paper when they should have been using card, because they were getting confused at the start of the term. So don't worry, we'll still be able to do everything that you would be, but we just need to keep some paper for the next few weeks. So if you have loads of card, use 2 card and 1 paper. And if you have more than 4 pieces of paper, you can use 2 paper and 1 card. Okay? Everyone okay? Give me thumbs up if you understand and you're good to go. Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Alexander, you look so confused. Are you all right? He's like, huh? You're like that kid in Home Alone. You know.
I'm even confused.
Oh my God, you're just such a brilliant actor. He's like acting.
I
Your mom is confused. That makes way more sense. That makes way more sense. Okay, right. I'm going to show you what really cool things we're making today. And as I said, if your mums are there helping you out, you don't have to make this for your mum. You can make it for a granny maybe, or an auntie, or somebody you really, really love or miss. But I'm making it for my mum for Mother's Day, because Mother's Day is Sunday, okay? And I'm going to show you what we're making. We're making these really cool little 3D pictures, okay? But if you lift up all of the little petals, it says nice things about your mum. So I've just described my mum in loads of different words. So if I lift it up, it says kind, caring, beautiful, pretty, best hugs, talented, funny, and epic, okay? So that's my one. I made another one yesterday, like this, okay? Because what I also want you to do is, if you have any leftover pieces of paper, like I have some scraps of paper that aren't big enough really to make anything. If you have some of those in your pack, you can use some of these today too. And I'll show you, you can use them as little extra petals that have fallen off maybe, or different color leaves at the bottom, okay? So if you have extra stuff in your pack, you can use that today too. All right, we'll try and use up all the bits that we have today, okay? The extra spare bits. So this is another one I did. It has some petals falling off. You can do other extra stuff too, like adding ladybugs or bees or birds or more grass at the bottom. This is just my basic idea, but you know yourselves at this stage. You can make it your own and do it a little bit bigger, all right? So I'm just going to teach you how to make the flower section first. All right, so what we're going to do is the card that you have is for the back of it. So the main part where you're going to stick everything onto is the card. Okay, so we put that to one side for the moment. Okay, so this is my card. My card is orange, so I'm going to put that to the side. And I'm going to choose a colour that I want to use for the top part. So the part that says mum or granny or whoever you want to give it to. Okay, so I'm going to pick the top colour. Now you can, like this one, if you have 2 sheets of paper or 2 sheets of card, the same colour, you can use both of the same colour, or you can do 2 different colours like I did with this one. I'm going to do 2 different colours today. Okay? Right. So I'm going to choose pink for the top of this one today. And I'm going to take the top of my glue. And I'm going to take a marker. And I'm going to choose a similar colour to my paper. So I'm going to do a dark pink marker, and I'm going to hold my sheet of paper like this on the table, and it's landscape, so it's sideways, okay? And close to the middle, but not too far into the middle, I'm going to draw around the top of my glue, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to do it really quickly. I'm going to pop it up here in the wall, and I'm just going to draw around my glue like this. Okay, so a nice circle around my glue like that. All right, so that's what I'm going to start off with. Whoops, that's what I'm going to start off with. Okay, and it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to use the other side once we've all the design for the flower drawn. So we'll draw the flower first, and then we'll use the other side that's plain with no marks on it to be your flower. Okay, brilliant. How are we getting on? Are we all good?
Sorry, Angela, could you quickly do that again, because I'm not allowed help.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do is we take the top off your glue. Okay, I'm just going to make myself bigger there so you can see it. And we're just going to pop it down on your paper and draw around it. Okay, like that. Okay, so we end up with a little circle. All right, and that's all we've done so far, so you haven't missed anything. Okay, so we're just using the nice little circle from the top of the glue. Okay, very good. And guys, if you can let your mums help, because the messages that you write can be the secret part. So if your mums want to help making it, they can. And what you write about them can be your secret bit that you can do later when they're not around. That could be the secret bit. Yeah? You okay?
Can you give this to ants?
You can give it to anybody you like. So anyone you miss or love, you can give it to. But I'm just going to put mum on my one because it's Mother's Day on Sunday. But if
What
you
about uncles?
absolutely, if you miss your uncle or you want to give your uncle,
Father's Day.
Yeah, well, Father's Day is not till June. It's not months and months away. And we'll be making stuff for Father's Day too, so don't worry about that. We can't leave them out, can we? No. But I'm just going to give one to my mum. And I made one for my granny yesterday, see? So granny and mum. And I'm going to make another one for my mum today. Okay? Now, from now, what we're going to do is, this is a tricky part, okay? And this does not have to be perfect, so don't worry if this is not perfectly even. All flowers aren't perfectly even, so don't worry about it, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my paper on a table. It's much easier. And I'm just going to measure from the top about the same length as my finger, okay? And at the top of my finger, I'm just going to do a mark with my marker, like this. Like that. So I measured my finger and I just marked the top of it like this. And I'm going to do that 8 times. So I'm going to move around in a circle like this with my finger and mark it with my marker. Okay, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to do the next one over here. 3 and 4. So I've done 4 there now, you can see. So I'm going around in a circle, just using my finger to measure it, okay, like this. Okay, just about the same length as your finger is fine. And I'm going to do 8 of those around in a circle. All right, and this is a nice quick way to make sure that you have enough room for petals. So I'm just going to move around. So I've got 6 done, and doing number 7 and 8. And this really is the trickiest bit of the whole thing. So don't worry, look. So that's what I've done. I've gone around in a circle with my finger around the circle that you drew, and I just did little marks around the circle. And as I said, guys, this bit does not have to be neat because we're going to use the other side to do it in the end. All right, are you okay, Emma Jane? Yeah, we're good. Brilliant. So now, fantastic. And as I said, guys, if you have more card than paper, you can use a card and 2 paper, or you can use 2 cards and 1 paper for this. But try not to use all card because it'll be really hard to glue together in the end. Okay, so if you have to, you can use 1 card and 2 paper, or 2 card and 1 paper. All right. I know it's a bit tricky today. It's just some people were using the wrong stuff. But it's all good. It's all fine. Okay. So when we've got this much done, I'm just going to do this much again. I'm just going to go through it one more time so you guys understand what we've done. So what we did is we took our paper and we held it landscape like this sideways. We took the top off our glue, popped it down close enough to the center, but not right in the center. And we drew around it. So we made a lovely circle here. Okay. Then we took our finger and we measured about a finger's width away from the lovely circle and just marked it at the top with our marker. And we moved around the circle and did that 8 times. So I ended up with 8 marks in a circle around my middle circle. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm actually going to draw a loop from my middle circle all the way out to that lovely line that I drew, okay? Big loop like this. So I'm going to draw a petal. So I'm going to go from my circle, loop up to my line and back down. And I'm going to do that 8 times. I'm going to do all the way around. All the way up to the loop and back in. All the way out to the loop and back in. 8 times. All the way around in a circle. Okay? So I'm going to get going on that there. There we go. And so I'm on my 3rd one now. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And guys, as I said, it doesn't really matter if you make mistakes because I'm going to show you here. I've decided to make mine a little bit bigger. Okay. So look, I made loads of mistakes there, but it doesn't matter because we're going to be using the other side when we cut it out. So you won't be able to see any of the little mistakes. All right. Perfect. That's brilliant, Iris. Well done. Good girl. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay. So and maybe try and make them a little bit fatter, Iris, those loops, just because we're going to hide the messages underneath them. Okay, and if they're too skinny, you won't have enough space to write lovely things about your mom or whoever you're going to give it to. So nice and chubby or nice and fat petals. Okay, and it doesn't matter. As I said, look, I made a couple of mistakes here, but I'm going to use the other side, so it's fine. Well done, Eve. That's perfect. Well done. Well done, Connor. I can see it from here. Well done. Perfect. Yeah, Emma Jane, brilliant. Iris, much better. Yeah, perfect. Well done, everyone. That's great. Eve, well done as well. Fab. Okay, so when you have that much done, we're just going to cut it out. Okay, so we'll get cutting. So guys, you can catch up if you're a little bit behind. That's okay. I'll go recap all of this again in one moment. All right, we'll just roughly cut it out first, like we do with all of our other things. And look, you have all of this paper left over now. Got all of this left over, and you can use it for the petals maybe that might have fallen off, like this one. Or maybe you might want to make a butterfly or something to stick on in the air in your garden, your Mother's Day garden. It's up to you. Okay, so I'm going to put this with all of my scrap paper that I had over here. And we might be able to use it for something else later if you have some scraps left over. Okay, so I roughly cut it out, and I'm going to cut it right out now. Okay, so I'm going to do around all the petals. I'm going to be as neat as I can with this one. And I'm going to go all the way around. Okay, well done. I just said well done to myself. I meant you're doing really well, guys. So I'm going to go all the way in here and all the way back out. And this is really the trickiest bit, guys. Once you've gotten your flowers cut out, really, it's all about using your imagination and doing whatever you like on your Mother's Day garden. Okay, so you can put whatever they like in there. Put some Venus flytraps in there, because I know some of you liked those a few weeks ago. You can put some insects in there. Maybe your mom's mad about spiders. You can put some spiders on there, or maybe she likes bees or butterflies or any of those really cool things. Or maybe you could do some smaller flowers with your leftover paper, okay? It's all about using your imagination, because I think the nicest thing that you can give your mom for Mother's Day is something you've made yourself and put loads of imagination and love into. Because I know a lot of the shops are closed at the moment, so you know, I'd normally get my mum perfume or something, and I can't get her perfume at the moment. So I've just made her things instead, and she loves when I make things. So it means it's really special because it comes from the heart and it's full of your imagination and creativity. So there you go. So that is my, look, that's my messed up one that I drew on. But look, the other side is perfect. You won't be able to see it. All right. So there you go. That's what we end up with, this lovely shape. And this lovely flower shape. Okay, and you can see, guys, look, it's not totally straight and perfect, but I don't care. It's my design, and this is exactly how I want it to look. Okay, so that's what I'm left over, what I'm left with after I've done it. So I'm just going to recap what we've done so far. For those of you watching on YouTube on the video, we've taken our sheet of paper like this, and what we've done is we've taken the top of our glue. Well done, Iris. Popped it close enough to the center and just drawn a circle around it. And then what we did was, from the circle that we drew, we moved our finger around in a circle. Okay, and we just marked it, the top of our finger around in a circle 8 times. All right. And then what we did is we drew these loops up to the mark and back into the center where we drew our circle, all the way around. And you can see, guys, that mine is not perfect, but that's okay, because when you cut it out, we're going to use the other side and no one's going to see the mistakes. Okay, brilliant. Right, so that's as far as we've gotten at the moment. Right, what we're going to do next is you're going to move on to your second piece of paper or a piece of card, whichever you're using for the second bit when you're ready. Okay, so how is everybody getting on at the moment? Do we all have our lovely flowers cut out? Well done, Eve, you're cutting away. Rian and Oren, you're cutting. Brilliant. Fabulous. Emma Jane and Connor are done. Alexander's still working away. Roisin is cutting. How are we getting on? Is it the Rins? They're okay. Iris, well done. Flying it. Frida, Isabel, you're all flying it. Well done, guys. Okay, brilliant. Right, so when we've all that done, we're going to move on to your second piece of paper. Okay? And what we're going to do with this is slightly more complicated, all right? we're going to use your lovely flower, pop it on here, and we're going to draw around your design. We'll draw around your flower. Now, you have a choice. You can use a nice dark marker. You can use a marker that's a similar colour to the paper. You can use maybe the same colour as the top petals, whichever colour you want. But just make sure you're going to see some of it. So make sure it's a colour you want to see. Okay, so we're going to take your marker. I'm going to use pink because I'm going to do pink and yellow. And I'm going to just draw around my petals, my whole flower on my paper, okay? And a trick for that is if you hold onto the center of your flower, when you put this down straight, put your hand in the middle here and hold down those pieces. So when you draw around them, they come out lovely and even, okay? And you can move your hand around when you're drawing, all right? So I'm just going to do that, drawing around all of my petals, okay? Because this is the section that you're going to be writing your messages on. And we want them to look like this. And if it's exactly the same as the one you've done on top, they can hide underneath. Look, see? It's exactly the same shape under here, okay? So I'm going to draw around all of the petals, okay? Now, some of your flowers will be smaller than others, and that's okay because your hands are different sizes. But what I really like about this design is that they'll all be completely different and unique, just like yourselves. All right. Just to let you know as well, guys, there will be a free bonus class up on the Facebook page next week. Or maybe actually this weekend. I will double check the date. And I will let you know on Instagram and Facebook when it's up. For an extra Patrick's Day craft that you can do, because I'm doing a class with Declan Wolf or Studio Wolf Stage School. So we'll record that and you can join in, and you won't need anything from your packs. It's just stuff that you might have at home, like printer paper and markers, and you can share that video with your friends or cousins or anything like that you like. Okay, well done, Eve, that's fantastic. Now we're not going to cut that out yet, so don't cut it out yet, okay? So we've drawn around our lovely flower, and what we're going to do next is this. Now I'll do this a few times, so don't worry. We're just going to move your flower over to the side like this. And we're going to draw around the tops of all your petals, all right? So we'll end up with something that looks like this. Okay? So this is my full petal, and I just drew around the tops of them on the second one, okay? So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to do that again. I'll show you what I mean. So I drew around my flower like this. And I'm just going to move the top one over a little bit, like that. Spin it around a little bit and draw around the tops or the rainbow shapes at the top of your petals around that, okay? And that's what we're going to do the second time, okay? Is everyone all right? We good? You okay, Alexander? You're doing your impression again, Brilliant. Well done, Eve. So you're just going to move it over to the side a little bit and draw around those petals. So I'm going to do it my one.
I'm behind.
You're behind.
You're behind. That's okay.
Mine's cutting away.
That's all right. We're going to do it all again in a second, so don't worry. All right?
I made a puppet. You might want to do it. And you might want to do my ghost because it's way cool.
Is it?
Yeah, and both of them out because of one's from Roblox, and you can twist it, and it's a puppet. And one can open up.
Oh,
like,
wow.
The ghost, and it's a cow. It's really a king, and I can teach you how to make it.
Oh my God, will you make a little video and send it to me, Alexander? That would be amazing. I love those little videos.
I'll have to put it online for you to see it.
That's okay. Your mom can email it to me or send it to me on Instagram. Okay? I'd love that. That would be really cool. I love seeing all of you guys being creative as well. Okay, right. I'm just going to go through all of that again. So don't worry if you are a little bit behind like Alexander there. Okay? So we've got our flower cut out. And we've put it on our second coloured either piece of card or paper, okay? And we've drawn around it. So we draw around it to make a lovely, I suppose, a second flower. And then we just move it to the side and draw around the tops of our flower, just the tops of it. So when I take it off, this is the lovely shape that I'm left with. Okay? So that's what I'm left with. And this is what you're going to cut out now. All right. So you don't cut out you cut out the first flower, then you draw around it, you move it to the side, draw around the top of it, and then you cut it out. All right. So I'm going to cut this out. And just if you're a little bit behind, guys, it doesn't matter. Okay. Take your time, because really all the next bit is all the decorating of your card. So you can catch up with all of that. And as I said at the beginning of the class, especially if your mums are helping, you can write the secret messages later when she's not around. Okay, does that make sense? Now I've got all this lovely yellow paper left that I can use for something else later. I might use it for this picture, but if I don't use it for this picture, I might use it next week, or I might use it for something during the week. All right. I might make a bee out of this in a minute to stick onto my picture. Well done, Eve. Do bees? I'll make a bee. Well done, Eve. That's fantastic. Well done, guys. Brilliant. Okay, so when you have that done, we're going to cut this out, okay? So I'm going to cut around that. And I'm just going to cut around the outside. So don't cut all the way into the lines like you did the last time. So I'm just going to cut around the edge. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm just cutting around the tops of it like that. Okay? I'll make myself a little bit bigger. Fantastic. Well done. Okay, so has everybody drawn around their original shape? Give me thumbs up if you have. Yeah. So okay, Alexander, you're working on it still. That's grand. Okay, guys. Brilliant. Okay, and when you've drawn around it a second time, we'll get ready and we'll carry on then, okay? We'll cut this out. I'll move on and I'll come back and do things a second time. So if you are a little bit behind, don't worry, all right? Because I know some people are super neat. And you know what, guys? I'm really fast at cutting. Some people are not as fast as me cutting, but I'm very slow when it comes to painting. So, and some people are really fast at painting. We can't be brilliant at everything. So don't worry. So I'm going to, and you might be being really careful with your design as well, because you want it to be super special. And that is absolutely perfect for Mother's Day. Okay, so I'm just cutting around all of my petals like this. And this is the shape that I'm left with. Okay. All right, that's what I'm left with. Well done, Eve. Perfect. Yeah, well done. Okay, so at the moment I have my flower shape and I have my underneath shape, okay? My underneath flower shape. All right, they're the two shapes that I have at the moment. So what I did was I took my A4 paper, my colored paper, held it landscape-wise, took the top of my glue, popped it on the paper and drew a circle around it. And then I went around my circle like this with my finger and just drew a little line 8 times. And then drew loops from the middle center part up to the mark and back down. So big loops like this. And I cut it out. So I ended up with this shape here. Okay. And what I did was I popped this on my second piece and I just drew around the original shape that I've cut out. Just drew around it. And then I moved it sideways a little bit over to the side and I end up with another shape like this. So I moved it to the side a little bit, just drew around the tops of those. And when I cut that out, this is what this looks like. And that's where we are at the moment. So how is everybody getting on? Are we up as far as there, guys? Give me thumbs up if you are. Loads of people and people still working in Rian and Oren's house. That's grand. Perfect. Really well done, Emma Jane and Connor. Well done. The Rins are great. The Omertigs are fab. Roisin, brilliant. Frida, fabulous. And I'm assuming Isabel and Fiona, they're good. We're all good. Okay, right. I'm going to move on and you guys can catch up if you're a little bit behind. So don't worry, okay? So I've got my 2 pieces of flour and I'm going to take my card next. Now, you have a choice. You can do your card. You can do your card this way. Okay, and just have a flower in the middle and do all of your stuff around the sides. Or you can do it this way, which is portrait, okay? I'm going to do it this way because I like this shape. It gives me lots of space at the bottom to do lots of leaves and things. But it's up to you. If you want to do it this way, that's fine. If you want to do it this way, that's okay too, because it's your design, okay? And I'm going to put glue all over the back which is the plain side of the one I've just cut out, okay? Because I want to be able to see the lines on this one, okay? So I'm going to put loads and loads and loads of glue on. You know my rule about glue. Loads and loads of glue to make sure that it sticks to the card, especially if you're using card for the top part as well, okay? So loads and loads and loads of glue. Because you can never have enough glue when you're doing this. Look, you can really see all the glue on mine. Look, loads of glue. I wasn't lying. Okay, and I'm just going to pop that on near enough to the top of my piece of paper, okay? If you're doing it in the portrait way, like I am, all right? So I'm going to pop that on here. I'm just going to show you. And I'm going to stick it on here like that. Loads of glue on, so the whole thing is really glued into place. That's the first thing I'm going to do. All right. And actually, there's a part that I missed completely with the glue. After me talking about putting enough glue on, there's a bit that I missed. I'm going to go back and put more glue on that. Okay. Now, this will be the piece of paper that you're going to put your messages on for your mom, or you can describe your mom, or you can just maybe write a sentence for her. You can say like, Mom, you are the best in the world, maybe. I love you, Mom, you are awesome. Anything you like, or you can do what I did and just do loads of little words describing what you think of your mom. She's kind, she's caring, generous, gives the best hugs, talented, whatever your mom is to you. But you can do it later on in secret. Maybe you can get your mom, you can get your dads or bigger brothers or sisters or whoever's in the house to help you with spelling if you need to. All right, brilliant. So this is the bit that I've done. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my other flower and I'm just going to put glue on the part that you drew in a circle. Okay, so I'm going to put glue in the circle part that you drew earlier, because we want to be able to lift up all of those lovely petals for those messages. So I'm just putting glue in the center like this, like that, you can see it. And I'm going to just stick it on, and I'm going to try and line it up with the petals that you drew earlier, okay? And the same size ones. Here we go. Here we go. Where are my skinnier ones? They're over here. Well done. You're flying it, guys. You're actually flying it. You're far more ahead than I am, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to line it up as best I can. It's never going to be absolutely perfect, but it's going to be as close as you can get it. Okay, because we drew around them like that. Okay, so that's what my one looks like. So I just put the glue in the center. So when you stick it on, you can't see the circle we originally drew, all right? So you're just putting glue in the middle and you're sticking that on. So look, all these petals, they kind of stick out and make it 3D. So when we want to write our messages, we can write underneath the petals here like that. Okay? So they kind of stick out like that. Are we all good? Yeah. Lots of happy faces. It's all right, Eve, you're still working on it. Loads of people are working on it, don't worry. All right. And as you're making it, guys, you could be thinking about what messages and what words you're going to write in there later when your mum's not around. I might write something different. I think I'm going to do one full sentence on my one. Mom, I'm going to do my one now because she's not here. Are the best in the world. I think everybody thinks their mom is the best in the world, don't they? No. So I wrote on my one because I'm ready to go. And you can put the name of the person in the center if you want, or you can just do it like a normal flower. Okay, well done, Alexander. That's perfect. Well done. Well done, guys. Whoever, yeah, all of you that are finished, that's great. They look great. Well done. Fantastic. We're still cutting and everything over there. Fantastic. I love the blues and the purples on the green. They look amazing. Well done. So when we've our second one done, instead of writing our messages now, you can do that bit later, okay? And what we're basically going to do from now on, guys, is we're going to just decorate your card, okay? And here's a couple of ideas or suggestions. You can use the scrap bits of paper that you might have left in your box to make leaves, okay? Or petals that might have fallen off. You can draw grass in or stems like this, okay? And I like these little curly pieces of stem, okay? You might notice that I like it. And I think I'm going to make a bee and stick it on this one out of the leftover yellow paper. And I'm just going to make a bee by drawing a circle and giving him black lines, obviously. Now, if I can find my black marker. And we're just going to decorate the rest of it, okay? I'm going to start with a stem. I'm going to cut out some leaves, and they can be whatever shape you want. If you want to do triangle shaped leaves, you can do heart shaped leaves. You can do square leaves if you want and just put them on their sides. It's absolutely up to you. This is really free, and just be as creative as you want with this, okay? There's no such thing as mistakes. So I'm going to do 2 maybe bees here. I'm just going to make 2 little bees. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to do little bees like this, and I'm going to cut those out and stick these on. If you could, so all I did was I drew a circle for my bee body, did 2 loops for his wings, give him a pointy tail and give him an eye. Okay, because these don't have to be perfect either. These are absolutely whatever you want to do. You can do ladybirds, you could do butterflies. What other things would we have in the garden? You could do some spiders or worms. There's loads of things that live in the garden. Maybe a bird you could pop on there. So it's absolutely up to you, whatever you want to stick on, okay? If you want to stick anything on, or you can draw everything, okay? But I think I'm going to put a little bee on mine because I haven't done a bee yet. I've done the petals falling off, but I haven't done a bee. So I'm just going to rub my bee along the top of my glue, and there's my little bee in the corner over here that I stuck on. And I might do another one down here. I'll do 2 bees, keep them company. I'll just do the same thing again. I'm going to draw kind of a circle, give him some wings, pointy tail, and obviously his stripes are the most important bit. So there is my bee, and I'm going to cut the second one out and stick that on. But really, this design is all about you getting creative, and that's what's so cool about these. They all look completely different, guys, when they're done. All right, so I'm going to cut around this one. And the next I'm going to go move on to maybe some lovely leaves on the bottom of it. And I will do a nice stem as well. And guys, you don't have to make everything green, or you can do it any colour you want. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, or like what we have now. It can be any colour at all. These beautiful trees in Australia, and they're called jacaranda trees, and their leaves are actually purple, and they're absolutely stunning. And there's those lovely cherry blossom trees that have pink blossoms. So it's the same for flowers. Some flowers have black stems, some have green stems, some have whatever colour stem you want. You could do a rainbow stem. It's your design, so whatever you want to do, you can do, all right? Maybe you could do it in your mum's favourite colour. You could do anything you want. So I'm going to use a nice bright green, though. I think I love the colour green, so I'm going to use nice bright green. But yours doesn't have to be green, and I like my stems to be kind of wiggly wobbly. There you go. Okay, and I'm just going to colour that in. Alexander, you laughing at me saying wiggly woggly? You were. Look at you. He's like, no, I'm not. Okay, so I'm going to do it all the way down here. I meant wibbly wobbly, not wiggly woggly. That's just a weird thing to say. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to colour that in. And I really like those curly leaves that I've been doing on my other ones. I'm a little bit obsessed by them, actually. I love them. So I'm going to do some of those. Just nice curls with my marker. Okay, just to make that, it's my signature thing. I like doing little wiggly things. There we go. All right. So like that. So I'm going to just go mad here, just drawing away to my heart's content. Doing lovely squiggles and wiggles.
I'm done.
You're done? Fantastic. Oh, you did a cat. Well done. It's gorgeous. I never thought of doing that. I never thought of doing the pets. What were you saying?
Sometimes I see cats on the walls.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm going to finish mine off by just making some of these lovely leaves, and I'll show you how to make them 3D. So I'm going to take I actually have some green card left over, so I'm going to do that. And all I'm going to do, guys, is I'm just going to cut kind of an oval shape, or maybe an eyeball shape actually, yeah, out of my card. And I'm going to do that a couple of times, okay? But you can make these leaves any shape you want. And also, I suppose the shape depends on how much scrap paper you have left over. You might need to make really, really mini ones or skinny ones, but it's up to you. And you don't have to do this at all. I'm just going to do mine because I really like having some leaves on it. And I'll do 3, I think. And I'm going to do all mine in the same colour today. I know yesterday I did kind of 2 different colours on mine. I did this one here yesterday, and I had kind of red leaves that were kind of getting old because it was autumn, and I had nice green leaves as well. And what I've done with the centre is I just drew a line in the middle and 2 lines coming out of it. It makes it look more like a leaf, in that vein in the middle of the leaf. All right, if you're going for realistic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue on my leaves, but I'm only going to glue on the bottom of them. And then I'm going to use my pen or my marker. I'm in marker. Just to roll the top of it in a bit, okay? So I'm going to take my marker like that, and I'm going to roll the top of it in, okay? So I'm just going to do this. Just taking the top of my leaf and rolling it in like that. Okay, so you've gotten your marker in here, you've rolled it, and when you take it out, you end up with a nice curly leaf. So that's 3D as well as your lovely petals on your flower. All right, with your secret messages. And I'm going to use the same colour marker just to do the line and the lines coming out of it to make it a vein looking. So that's my lovely leaf. I'm going to stick on another few of those leaves now. Yes?
How many notes do we have to read?
How many notes? You can put 8 words if you want on it. There's room for 8. Okay? But you don't have to do that right now. You can do that later if you want. Okay? I'm just going to roll in my second leaf like this. And I'm going to write my mum's name in the middle. Or actually, do you know, I might just do a design in the middle and not put her name on this one. Just so I have some different ones. And what you can do is you can colour in the circle in the middle. Or you can just do dots to make it kind of look like a sunflower has all these dots in the middle with the little seeds. And I'm just going to do lots of different dots in the middle of mine like this. Like that. That's what I'm doing in the middle of mine. So you don't have to do their name in the middle if you don't want to. This is really kind of freestyle. And after 2 months of the art class, you're all well able to come up with really imaginative things to give your mum for Mother's Day. Because I know it kind of sucks that shops are closed and you can't get them chocolates or flowers or anything like that. So there you go. That's the middle of my one. And that is my finished drawing for today. Okay, that's my today's one. This is yesterday's one. So there's lots of imagination, lots of things you can do with your design. All right, I'm sure yours are amazing, guys. And here's the one I did on Monday. All right, so there's lots of different ideas. You can add animals like Eve was saying, showing me she's got a cat on hers. Lots of insects. Can I have a look and see what other ones you got done? Well done, Roisin. That is absolutely stunning. I love all the leaves and the butterfly. Well done. The colours you've picked, guys, are fantastic. Frida, that's absolutely stunning. I love the leaf especially. Well done, Rian and Oren. I love the colours you're picking. Connor and Imogen as well. Eve, Iris, Isabel, Fiona. You're doing really, really well, guys. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, absolutely stunning. And I love all of those. Make sure you guys take photographs of them and send them in to me. Well done, Alexander. There's my 3 favourite colours that you've picked. So well done and enjoy yourselves, okay? So you can use the rest of that paper that you cut off your flowers if you like, or you can hang on to it and maybe use it another week during art class if you want. You can pop it back into the box, all right? So thanks for today. I will see you all next week. All right, bye guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.